Wake up, MF, my friends. Welcome to the Wake Up Podcast. I'm your host, Frederick Intaman, but you can call me Freddy Luv. And today I have a very special lady to introduce, Aimee Eoff. Aimee is an intuitive guide for truth seekers, and she inspires others to live and lead intuitively, very rare skill. She's a contributing author of the new Wake Up anthology titled A Women's Guide to Transformation, Prosperity, and Health. And Aimee, you have to be very excited to be amongst such a fantastic group of empowered women across the globe.
Yes, I am so honored and am loving every moment of this experience, getting to meet everybody, amazing women. And it is across the globe, which just brings even more magic to it because it's such a reminder of how we might be spread apart, but we all have like the same light and spark and desire to create good in this world, and the experiences that we have, how impactful they can be in helping others as well. So I am just so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. And something I noticed amongst every single woman that I've interviewed and done the podcast so far is very, very on purpose. And to be honest, I haven't really come across that many individuals that are tapped in to their intuition. Can you kind of explain what you do and how you came about it, kind of your journey?
Yeah. So I've always been intuitive, and I have this belief that we are all born intuitive, some of us to different degrees than others. But my intuition is so who I am. And what I mean by that is even as a very young child, I would have dreams that would come true. And usually they were around protection, either for myself or for people that I love. They're close to me, just information that would come to me through dreams, or I would just know things off the top of my head, right? We hear that saying all the time, but I would know things off the top of my head, and there's no logical reason for knowing something, but it was true. Gut feelings, really in being able to feel and read where other people are and what they're experiencing, what their emotions are, what they might be thinking about, and things like that. So that was so who I was when I was young, and it hit a point where it was a little bit tricky to manage in everyday life, and it started to kind of work against me, meaning I thought something was wrong with me, right? I just wanted to have a regular conversation. I wanted to be able to have surface level conversations, and I just couldn't. And so in my early 20s, I went to a counselor and spoke with her about, I just want to be normal. And she said, you know what, you need to go take this 4-week meditation class. And so I did. And that was really the beginning of me developing my intuition in a way where I knew how to use it as a tool, and knew how to use it for my own healing and for the healing of others as well. Yeah.
Oh, that's very beautiful. And is meditation something that you noticed immediately? It almost had immediate effects on your outcomes or how you thought, or a lot of people don't even understand it yet. Not such a taboo word anymore, I think, but still surprises me how much individuals just don't understand the benefits of meditation alone. Maybe you can share some of those benefits.
Yeah. So, and one of the things is that there are so many different types of meditations out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage people to really play with these different types and see what feels best for them, right? What feels best for you to experience. The type of meditation that I teach and that I practice is one where you come into the body. So you learn how to be grounded. And there's a lot of meditation where you go up and out of the body, or you follow like numbers or a mantra and things like that, right? And all of them serve such a beautiful purpose. I choose to be in the body so that I can be more aware of what's happening in my body, what's really present from that perspective. They're just all different perspectives. But once you start to meditate, really what you're working with, no matter what type of meditation, is being able to put your attention on what you desire to put your attention on. Because there's such a demand for our attention in our world today, especially with Facebook and social media, and like there's text messaging, like there's a demand for attention in this instant moment. And so when we can start to get free and create space for ourselves to be with ourselves, to know ourselves, to clear out that noise, then we're able to start to practice, where do I want to put my attention? And wherever we put our attention, that's what grows, right? So our attention is such a gift for us. So then the benefits of meditation, they're limitless. And I think that everybody has their own story and own experience of it. I can speak for my own, is just this real deep knowing of who I am, and this real deep self-love, and a joy that is generated, like the energy, like this vibration of joy that's generated internally, instead of needing an external resource to make me happy or to fill me up with this joy. Like it's about being able to create your experience, to create your life and experience it the way that you desire. And it is from that place of meditation. So there's health benefits. I mean, it's endless, right? There's health benefits. There's more joy and happiness. There's the ability to believe in yourself and love yourself and create what you want in your life. There's ability to connect more with people, and this peace that comes forward, where then you show up in this world with your family and your community, and friends and family, so everybody, right? Where you're more centered, and you're able then to shine this light of kindness and clarity and awareness, and talk about things that are important and real.
Right.
Yeah. And so it's just, and then it just ripples out. It's the ripple effect that takes place too.
I love several things that you mentioned. Number one, the everything that seems to pull us and want our attention, because basically what we have with, even as sweet as technology is,
Yeah.
I mean, we wouldn't be able to have this conversation without it, which is pretty cool. But now what we have are so many platforms wanting our attention, and there's really no way to escape that in the modern world, to be honest. And it causes, if you're in your head already, like me, I'm a thinker, and then that coupled on top of all the thoughts I'm already having, it causes a tremendous amount of anxiety. And I discovered meditation 5 years ago, and it's had profound effects. I love the grounding effect. Brings me back to the present. And usually once I feel grounded, I can speak my truth.
Yeah.
It just pours through me. When I'm all scattered in my head, it's going to affect your decision-making processes. It's going to, 9 out of 10 times, some of my poorest decisions have come from the monkey mind state.
Yes.
So I love what you have to say about that. That's very, very insightful. And when you work with some of your clients, what are some of the things they come to you with?
Well, one of them is what you were just describing, right? Like feeling very scattered and making decisions that aren't in alignment with their truth. So energetically, as you're talking about that place of the noise being so loud and the monkey mind, and then making decisions that aren't necessarily really what you would want to make. What's happening energetically is that there's everybody else's energy or voices that are in your space. And we have very little room then for us to hear and connect with our own energy, our own truth. And so when you meditate, you're able to clear that noise so that you can connect with your own. You're able to then pull back all of your attention from where it's scattered, and you're here in this present moment, and more of you is present to be able to make that decision, right? So that is absolutely one thing. A lot of individuals are working through areas in their life that it has a lot of change, a lot of transformation is coming about, whether that's in the physical life where you can see they're going through a divorce or a career change or the other, life things that can happen, or it's really not to the naked eye that you can see it, but it's this internal experience of, you know what, I think there's something more out there. I think my life there's more for me. I think that there's something I'm missing. I remember when I used to be so connected to myself and so full of joy. I remember when, like, I hear this a lot, right? Like, who am I now? How did I get to this point? And how do I cultivate this spiritual intuitive awareness, this self-awareness where I can find more peace? So it's really across the board where I work with people. And it can be for a reading session, right? Like a single reading session. It can be where I work with somebody on a mentorship for like 3 to 6 months, or it can be an intuitive clairvoyant training program where I'm teaching. So it's all, yeah, it's beautiful, right? So it's a lot of different offerings. My whole goal, even when I'm giving a reading, I don't hold somebody else's answers. And this is one of my main passions. We each have our own answers, each of us. And when we close our eyes and we meditate and we learn to go inward, we learn to connect with our own answers. And we learn to listen to our voice more so, or see our visions more so than everybody else's. Yeah.
I love that. Socrates, the answers already reside within. I'm also a strong believer in that. I was formerly an educator and a professor, and used to teach that. And in an age of regurgitation, resuscitation, the students would look at me like, what's he talking about? And so I really love that. We need more of that in this world.
We do, and it starts with children, because we're taught at a very young age that we don't have our answers. And it's either, and I'll watch it with so I have 2 young children. And I remember with my youngest, or actually, I'm sorry, when my oldest was very young, I started to practice with her how to help her make decisions. So I remember being like at the store and she was trying to decide between 2 pairs of shoes.
Okay.
And I was like, which pair do you love? She's like, I don't know, which one should I get? I'm like, no, this isn't my decision. Which pair do you love? I don't know. I can't decide. And I'm like, okay, close your eyes. And we're in the middle of a store. She's like, okay. So she closed her eyes. I'm like, now ask yourself, which pair do you really love and do you want to take home with you? And it would just take her not long at all. And she'd open her eyes, she'd be like, these. I'm like, great, then that's your pair. So it's these little ways of empowering our children, and then even our family members and our friends and so forth. Like, we can be there to support them and help them make decisions, but ultimately we don't have their answers. Yeah.
Isn't that lovely when the answers try to be forced upon you?
Yes. That's that noise. That's that monkey mind. And that's where we wake up saying, how am I in this job? How am I in this life right now? This looks nothing like me. Yeah.
Now, can we get a little introspection on your chapter in this book? What is the name of your chapter?
So the name of my chapter is To Live Life Behind Your Eyes. Live life behind your eyes. And it goes into what I'm saying, actually. It starts with, I talk about an experience that I had when I was very, very young that helped me to recognize how sensitive I am and how sensitivity is actually really a superpower. Mm-hmm. You will hear, so my whole life I've heard, you're too sensitive. And I really looked at that a lot, because it was said in a way, sometimes it was like a negative. And really, when I look at it, being too sensitive is really about living in the senses, which means if you're a very sensitive person, you have access to more information.
Yes, you do.
Right? So there's a
Yes, we do.
difference between being sensitive and being emotionally irresponsible.
Mm-hmm.
And when somebody says you're too sensitive, really what they're saying, they're accusing you of being emotionally irresponsible, right? And they're two different, completely different things. So the chapter talks about when I was very young and went into an experience of being extremely aware in kindergarten, and how that moment really connected me in. It was one of those moments where time stood still, and I still can feel it like as if I was there right now. And
Wow.
my awareness on how our imprint on this world and on other people is so powerful, and but it's not always seen by the naked eye. And so how can we start to create this positive impact, not only in ourselves but in the world around us, with these very minute moments that are not robust. They're not even seen always by the naked eye. They're felt or experienced from the intuitive perspective.
Wow, that's incredible. It's
Mm.
again, I don't know many people that are out there that have this depth of insight as yourself. So
Mm.
I want to thank you so much for a brief overview. Where can people find more information about you?
Yeah. Thank you so much. My website's a good place. It's www.soulhappy, soulhappy.life, life. So soulhappy.life. And that has all my information on it. Yeah.
That's Aimee Eoff. What a pleasure to have her on. This has been a Wake Up Podcast. Again, I'm Frederick Intaman, also known as Freddy Luv. And please join us on the Wake Up World mission. Hey, look, I waited 20 years with procrastination before I became a best-selling author. And then I wrote again and again, and I'm still writing, still expressing. And world kind of took off for me ever since then. So don't wait. If you have dreams, pursue them. And if they're through expression and writing, get a hold of me. I'm on LinkedIn, Facebook. Join our Facebook. Follow us on Wake Up World. We're on there. We're already up to 5,000 members and growing. So join the bus. We'd love to have you. Take care, everybody.